So one of the key realities of an hourly workforce is that turnover generally skews a lot higher than usual. With that in mind, headcount strategy is less about completing an org chart and more about creating a suitable coverage system. If we go to the next slide. So three principles that generally help guide us are one, we try to staff for coverage and not just positions. This means focusing on shifts and demand and less on static roles or specific job titles. Because turnover is higher, we account for this by maintaining a bench of trained, lightly scheduled teammates who are ready to step in whenever. This really helps out by preventing any type of panic hiring and also missed shifts, which can really ruin surface. And then finally, we also focus on a mix of workers, not just a total count. This means we're looking for a combination of core regulars, flex workers, and also bench or pipeline hires. I mean, the key is stability comes from having a balance of these three. And then in terms of execution, when we forecast coverage needs, we're doing it by day and we're doing it by time slot. The more detailed, the better. So whether it's early morning weekends or it's lunchtime shifts during the work week, we try to establish a minimum coverage levels that still allow us to deliver our product in the way we want, and then make sure we're always like staffed slightly above that. And finally, we track employee availability and we update it very regularly. This is super important with an hourly workforce because changes happen quite regularly. And when your availability data is up to date, your hiring decisions are more informed, and you can make sure you're hiring for the right time slots and not just adding unnecessary headcount. On the next slide, so if suitable bench protects like coverage, retention is really what protects the quality of the execution of our product. Longer tenure employees, they generally tend to deliver better service because in our experience itself compounds. And we see fewer mistakes, we see higher levels of confidence on the floor, and then just better handling of client situations. There are some trade-offs to be aware of as you like navigate your own strategy. For starters, overhiring, it does generate unnecessary training costs and management overhead, which we think should definitely be accounted for. At the same time, underhiring and not being appropriately staffed can lead to service failure. It can also lead to coverage gaps and even burnout with existing staff who may be carrying heavy workloads. It's for these reasons that, we try to make sure that our bench is always sized to reflect like actual turnover rates. Then as attrition happens, we're not scrambling. We're actually able to graduate bench employees into our core team roles. On the next slide, so to wrap things up, it's important to recognize that with an hourly workforce, we're not trying to eliminate turnover. We're essentially keeping it top of mind and we're designing for like reality, not perfection. And in the end, if effective staffing model, it really should still be able to deliver a great product consistently, even when change happens, which as we know is quite often. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful.